Hello all, welcome to AutoBot YouTube channel. Myself Rahul. Today we are going to learn some more features of GitHub Copilot. So in our previous videos, like we have gone through like what is GitHub Copilot, how it is going to help a developer by assisting them in the development journey. Right. So today we are going to see some more advanced features of GitHub Copilot. Like we are trying to understand what is agent mode, what is ask mode, and how this agent mode is going to revolutionize the development, right? So let me go through some of the documentation. So this is something GitHub has already documented. So let us first understand what is this agentic mode. Like with Copilot coding agent, GitHub Copilot can work independently in the background to complete tasks just like a human developer. So what are those? Like fix bugs, then implement incremental new features, improve test coverage, update documentation, address technical debt, like that. Different features are there for the agents. And uh, yeah, so here we can see like with Copilot coding agent, like all coding and iterating happens on GitHub as part of the pull request workflow. Copilot automates branch creation, commit message, like different tasks are there. Okay, so I'm not going into any of these features. So I will just tell you like what are the main difference between agent mode as well as the ask mode. Okay, so I'm directly going into my Visual Studio, and I have already installed the plugins which is required for this demo. So if you are newly listening to my channel or to this Copilot session, what you have to do is just go to extension. Okay, make sure you have already installed the Copilot. Okay, so you can directly install GitHub Copilot as well as GitHub Copilot chat. Okay, so just make sure you're installing this thing. Okay, then you can open up your Visual Studio. You have to make a sign in to the GitHub. So once all these things are done, at the top you should be able to see one toggle chat is there. Just click on that. Also, you need to make sure your Copilot has already made a connection with the GitHub, right? So that is done means like your Copilot will be online and you can use the Copilot agent. Okay, so I'm just clicking on this. Okay, it has opened up the chat window. So here you can see there are different modes are there, like agent mode is there, also ask mode is there. Okay, so this is nothing but like agent mode is nothing but like we are giving the permission to Copilot to set a goal and to work on that. Okay, for example, if I'm asking Copilot to build an application in Java or to calculate some values, okay, so it will set the goal. Okay, user need an application in Java. Okay, so and what is the main action it has to need? We need to calculate it, right? So it will automatically plan like what are the dependencies need to be installed, what should be the language, and what are the dependency environment settings that it has to be done. Also, what are the packages to be downloaded, also which are the different files it has to be created. For example, if it is a web page, it has to be generated with a HTML page. Also, it may be having some text file property files. Also should be having some if it is npm, like that, different libraries it has to download, right? Or .js files will be there. So like that, different files it has to download and make the configurations, right? So it will automatically plan and it will download and create all these files which is required for creating that or setting that or completing that goal. Okay, so that is the main purpose of agent. So here the interaction with human will be very less, like it is having the capability of thinking and making the decision to meet that goal. Okay, ask mode is mainly helpful. Like for example, just consider if I have some code snippet and I'm very new to that code and I want to understand what is that code. Okay, or just consider I have some code snippet and I want to make a documentation. Okay, so at that time I can use ask mode and I can give some instructions. Okay, so based on that instruction it will give the explanation or it will generate the document for you. Okay, let me demo you with an agent mode. Okay, how it is going to help you. So there are different settings you can do here. So currently in my agent mode, few of the settings are manual. For example, if I need to install any of the libraries or make any changes in my environment variable, agent will ask user or me whether agent can make the changes or not. Okay, so those changes again we can modify, I believe somewhere here. um, okay, let me check here. So there should be one file will be there, dot settings file. In that dot settings file you can make the modification. Configure modes, I believe, not configure mode. Okay, maybe I will show you that during the execution. I will show you like what are those files and how you can modify the settings. Okay, also you can modify the models as well, like what are the different models you want. So currently I set it like a GPT-5 mini. Also you can get different models based on your subscription model. Okay, so here I'm going to just give a prompt by setting a goal. Okay, please create a Java based web application to upload the videos, images and blogs. Also there should be a section for testimony. The theme of application is in blue and white. Okay, I have just given some context. Also I told agent to use Java. Okay, Java is a programming language, and I just give a basic requirement like I need to upload my videos, images and blogs. Okay, and I'm going to use a GPT-5 mini as a model. Okay, let me enter. Okay, so now it is trying to understand what is the context that I have given to the agent, and it is trying to make a plan for that uh, creation. Okay, so here you can see it is working on it. It will take some time. So it is analyzing our request and it will start building on top of it. Okay, so here it is giving the explanation like I will create a small Spring Boot Maven Java web application with upload endpoints. Okay, and it has generated the create 5 to-dos. Okay, it has generated the form.xml file. Okay, and here you can see it has generated the media app application.java, and still it is working on for completing that task. Okay, and here you can see it has automatically generated the to-do tasks, like what are the tasks it has to be done. One is a scaffold project files, implement models and repository, implement controllers and services. Okay, MVCT setting, front end templates and CSS, readme, read instruction. Okay, so it has automatically generated the to-do tasks and it is doing one by one. Okay, also here I can see what are the different files it is generating. So one important thing that we need to notice here is, here you can see there is one pom.xml file it has generated and it is keep on modifying those files. Okay, so agent is having the capability of understanding what plan it has to execute and what are the modification it has to be done. Okay, for example, if agent has generated pom.xml, in the next step it is understanding, okay, we have to add one more dependency. Okay, so automatically agent will modify the pom.xml and it will add that new dependency also. Okay, so that is a beauty of agent. So it will understand what are the requirement and it will modify the existing code and it will also generate new codes to meet the goal. Okay, here you can see style.java. So as Java and everything is installed in my machine, that's why it is not asking any prompt. Otherwise it will give us a prompt to make the modification. Okay, so here you can see what are the different files it has generated. So it will take some time, let it build all these files. Okay, still it is building on. Okay, also here you can see I just went inside the settings and here you can see what are the different things that Copilot can auto approve. Okay, so here you can see the different files are there, and here you can set it like a true or false. So based on that, it will automatically understand whether we are giving the permission to agent to auto approve or not. So currently I have given the permission for all the files as a true. If you want to specify for different files, you can mark those files and give it as a false also. Okay. Also here you can see for the agent mode what are the different auto approvals that you can permit, and those settings are coming from settings.json file. Okay, so here you can see make directory. I have given permission as a true, but if you want to remove any files or something like I set it like false, so it means it will always ask for the user for user permission. Like if I am not giving the permission, it will not do that execution. Okay, so same kind of there will be multiple other settings, so you can go through that and you can modify it based on your requirement. For example, task kill, it will not auto kill any task until I give the permission to do it. Okay, so that's how these agents are getting the messages or prompts for doing any action. So it is coming from settings.json file. Okay, so let it complete this action. So maybe I will fast forward this recording because it will take some time for completing the task. Okay. Okay, so now you can see it has asked for the allow permission because these settings I haven't given in the settings.json file. Okay, so that's why it is asking for my permission. If I need to skip it, I can just click on skip and manually I can do this installation. But I'm giving the permission to agent for doing this installation. So just click on allow. Okay, so it will do the installation for me. Okay, so mostly it will be generating the output port as 8080. So as my Jenkins is already running in the 8080, I'm just telling the agent to use another port. Okay, please use the port maybe 8082. Okay, so let it modify the port and let it regenerate the application. So usually for generating a application, it may take around um, 10 to 30 minutes. So based on the complexity of your applications. So here I have requested for a simple Java based application, but it has to download many of the dependencies. So that's why it is taking more time for the generation. Okay, but it will help to generate the entire structure as well as it will download all the dependency. It will generate all the required files for you. The only part what you will have to do is you just need to give the required permission. You just need to allow it wherever it is asking for your permission. Also, whatever the final output you are getting, right, you have to review it and you need to make sure the application is working as expected. Okay, so here you can see the build is successful, so it means your application is ready and it has generated. Okay, so open the application. Okay, so something is listening on 8082. Okay, I'm just giving hello. Okay, hello. Okay, so here it is trying to understand whether the port 8082 is not occupied and it is able to listen to our Java application. Okay, so that's a pre-check it is doing. Okay, so now it has given this as the application URL. So maybe I will do one thing. Let me open this, or maybe open the app, or let me go to the portal. Okay, let me go to localhost.8082. Okay, so here I can see it has generated a simple web application where I can upload my videos, I can create my own blogs, okay, or I can check in the files, okay, or there is an option for adding the testimony as well. So this is one of the requirement that I have given. Okay, also we can submit the testimony like as a user or as a reader, like if I'm going through the content and if I'm okay, I can give the testimony here. Okay, so here in my use case I just given like a create a very simple Java based application or the page with the theme like blue and white, and I haven't given any title or any page name, and I just set some requirement. Okay, so based on that agent understood, okay, what is my requirement, and it has generated, it has downloaded all the dependencies, it set the environment variables, it's automatically downloaded Java. Okay, and task for the listener port I set it like 8082. By automatically it has taken 8080, but as my Jenkins was running I suggested to go for 8082. Again it set that property and regenerated the application. Again it verified whether any applications are running in 8082, and as it was not using, it used that port and regenerated the application. After that everything got built and we were able to access the application. Okay, so this is a very simple scenario that I have taken here. So like this you can give different prompts and you can build your application in a very simple manner. Okay, so instead of spending time for writing the code or for building a theme, agent is helping me to do all these things, right? So that is a benefit of Copilot. Okay, Copilot and the agent mode. I'm just giving okay. Okay, so let me go to ask mode now, and let me give some questions. Okay, so ask mode, as I mentioned, like if you have any clarity required on the code, or just consider if you want to write some documentation based on the existing code and all, you can use the ask mode. Okay, can please help to explain the pom.xml file generated here. Okay, so I just asked something, so it is looking into the references. Below is a concise explanation of the typical boundary for the Spring Boot project you have in Workspace Media App. So Media App is my app, right? Media App is my app. So it is giving us like what are the different versions, what are the different libraries it is using. Okay, so all these basic steps it is giving in a very detailed manner. Okay, also it is showing us like what is the snapshot name that is going to generate, and it is using a Spring Boot, right? So there is a method of running the Spring Boot based application. So all these details it is going to give, right? So this is the use of ask mode. Like either I can give my prompt and get the input, and I can give the permission to copy that to my workspace, or otherwise I can use agent mode to generate the code by itself and build everything from starting to end, right? So I hope you got a clear understanding about how you can use the agent mode and ask mode in GitHub Copilot. In the next video I will come up with something very interesting, that is Windsurf IDE, that is an AI agent based IDE. That is really interesting. Like you can just give the prompt and it is going to build the entire application for you, right? So that will cover as a next video or in the coming sessions. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. Bye.